Is the camera rolling? Where's Yuri? I organized the best host in Estonia for the opening ceremony. And he comes at the last minute. How dare he? Now he's calling. Where are you? Here. Wonderful. Where? Wait a sec. I can't see you. At the pillars. What pillars? You're in Tartu? Oh, no. Tallinn University opening ceremony. I'll try to find somebody else. What are we going to do? Where are we going to find another host? Her? It's a woman. Put a mask on her and everybody will believe she's Yuri. Hello? My name is Sander Alexander Patrick. What's your name? Mariel? And how do friends call you? Mariel?
Mariel.
Like Raivo Edam. Interesting choice. Yuri is in Tartu and we need a new host. Would you just try and read out this text for us? Onto the camera. Honorable University family, I welcome you at the opening ceremony of Tallinn University's academic year. It's much better than Yuri. Yuri who? He's in Tartu. You, what do you mean host? Moderate. Opening ceremony. Host it. Just mood, enunciation, show a smile, oh nice. Pace. Don't speak too quickly so that nobody understands. And enunciation, mine's pretty good. Tell me more. But you just read off of these cards, why don't you do it? My hands are shaking. I'm good at public speaking. I'm one of the best, but my hands will start shaking. Okay, fine. And makeup. What? Right here. Just hold these. How long will it take? Oh, not too long. Wish me luck. Good luck. I think it'll turn out quite well. Hello, everyone. Nice to see all of you. I don't think this is on. Well, anyways, hello. I'm pleased to see all of you here. Honorable University family, I welcome you here at Tallinn University opening ceremony for 2021-2022, and we will open the ceremony with the anthem of the Republic of Estonia.
Mu isamaa, mu õnn ja rõõm, kui kaunis oled sa. Ei leia mina iial teal see suure laia ilma peal, mis mul nii armas oleks ka, kui sa mu isamaa. Sa oled mind ju sünnitanud ja üles kasvatanud. Sind tänan mina alati ja jään sul truiks surmani. Mul kõige armsam oled sa, mu kallis isamaa. Su üle Jumal valvaku, mu armas isamaa. Ta olgu sinuga kaitseja ja võtku rohkest õnnista, mis siial ette võtad sa, mu kallis isamaa.
Nii. Ja tervituskõneks
And for the opening speech, I would like to pass the floor to Rector Professor Tõnu Viik.
Head kolleegid,
Dear colleagues, friends,
üliõpilased,
students,
hea ülikooli pere.
dear university family.
Eelkõige aga teie
But first and foremost, our new students
2021.
starting your studies in 2021.
Palju õnne teile.
Congratulations to you
Sissesaamise
on admission to the university.
Nüüdsest peale olete te osa
From now on,
Tallinna
you are a
Ülikoolist
part of Tallinn
ja
University
kuulute
and
meie
belong
akadeemilisse
to our
perre.
academic family.
Te olete tõenäoliselt
You are
oma
probably at
elu
the
ühe kõige
brink of
parema
one of the
etapi
best stages
alguses.
in your lives.
Küsige oma
Ask
vanemate
your
või
parents
vanemate tuttavate
or
käest,
friends of your
kes on
parents who've
ülikoolis
been to
käinud,
university
kuidas nad seda
how they
aega
would
hindavad.
assess this time.
Enamus ütleb,
Most would
et see on
say
väga hea
that it is a
periood
very
nende elus.
good time in their lives.
Palju õnne teile
Congratulations to you
aja alguse puhul.
on the beginning of this era.
Koos sügisega tuleb aeg,
With
kui tuleb
autumn
taas
comes the
süveneda
time
endasse,
when once again
harida oma
we
vaimu,
must delve into
keskenduda
ourselves,
uute
educate our
teadmiste
spirit and
otsimisele
focus on
ja
seeking new knowledge
akadeemilise vaimu
and serving
avastamisele.
the academic spirit.
Akadeemilisel vaimul on oma
The academic
tugevad ja
spirit
nõrgad
has
küljed.
its strengths
oma
and
eripära.
weaknesses, its specificities.
Kui demokraatlikus riigis
In a
igaühel
democratic
üks
state,
hääl,
everyone had
mille
one
kaal
vote,
on teistega võrdne,
the weight of
siis
which is equal to
teaduspõhises
that of
mõtlemises
others. Then
ei
in
oma ühte või
research-based
teist
thinking,
seisukohta evivate
the number of
inimeste arv
people of
mingit
one or
tähtsust.
another position and opinion has no
Otsustav on hoopis
importance.
see,
What's
kas see
decisive
seisukoht on
is
hästi
whether the
argumenteeritud,
position is well reasoned,
tõestatud,
proved,
metoodiliselt õigesti tuletatud,
methodologically correctly deducted, weighed from
ning kas see
all
põhineb
aspects,
kontrollitud ja
and whether it's
usaldusväärsetel
based on
andmetel.
checked and reliable data or not.
emotsionaalsed hoiakud ja
Emotional
harjumused ei loe.
attitudes and habits
Tõeks
do
ei
not
saa
matter.
pidada seda, mis
We
mulle
cannot
kõige paremini
consider
istub
the
või
truth
mis
what
mu
suits me
südant kõige
best
enam meelitab.
or what I like best.
Aristoteles ütles, et Platon on mulle küll
Aristotle
sõber,
said that
aga
Plato
tõde
is my
on
friend,
veelgi kallim.
but the truth is dearer
Täpsemalt
to my
ütles ta
heart.
nii, et
More
tõde
specifically,
on
he
talle
said
veelgi suurem sõber
that truth
kui
is
see
an even better
psühhofüüsiline
friend
reaalne
than the
olend, kellega tal on
psychophysical
lähedased isiklikud
being
suhted.
that he has close personal
Ütles, et
relations
tõe
with.
eelistamine
He
on
said
tema
that
kui filosoofi
preferring the
kohustuseks.
truth is his obligation as a philosopher.
Teaduste sfäär
The sphere
üks
of
väga
science
eriline
is a
keskkond
very
ning sukeldumine
unique
sinna,
environment, and
või
delving
kas
into
peaks
it,
ütlema
diving
nagu
into it,
Nietzsche,
or
et
as
tõusmine
Nietzsche says,
sinna
rising into
on
it,
üks elu
is
põnevamaid
one of the most
ettevõtmisi.
exciting undertakings in life.
Muuseas, öelge mulle pärast,
So
kas te
tell me
tõusite või
later whether you
sukeldusite.
rose or dove
Või veel
in, or
parem,
even
öelge mulle
better,
paari aasta
tell me after a
möödudes,
couple of years
millist rolli
what
metafoorid meie
role
elus üldse
metaphors play in our lives.
Praegu
Right
ei
now,
saanud te sellest küsimusest
you
võib-olla aru.
might have not even
ega
understood the
märganud siin
question
viidet
or noticed the
ühele kuulsale
reference
teosele aastast
to
1980,
a well-known piece from
mille
1980
eestikeelne tõlge ilmus Tallinna
published in
Ülikooli
Estonian
kirjastuses
by Tallinn University
2011.
Publishing
aastal.
House in 2011.
Aga juba mõne aja
But
pärast
after a
te
while,
teate
you
ja
will know
märkate
and
selliseid
notice
asju
such things
ning oskate vastata.
and will know the answer.
Jätke see küsimus siis meelde.
So remember
Ma
the
küsin teilt
question.
uuesti, kui
I will
teile
ask
2
you
või 3
again
aasta pärast
when
diplomi
you receive your
olete.
diploma from me in 2 or 3 years' time.
Koht, kuhu te olete sattunud.
You
Ülikool
have
kui niisugune on
ended up
üks
in
väga
university,
eriline keskkond.
a very
Ning ma loodan,
unique environment,
et te õpite seda
and I
peatselt
hope that
hindama.
you will learn to appreciate it
See on koht,
soon.
kus te
It is a
puutute
place
kokku
where you will
uute
be
ja
exposed to
põnevate
new
inimeste
and
ja
exciting
olukordadega,
people and
aga
situations,
ka
but
uue
also
iseendaga.
a new you.
Te kogete
You will
akadeemilist
experience
vabadust,
academic
mis
freedom,
võib olla nii eksitav
which can be
kui ka
misleading
puudutav.
and
Neile,
can
kes tulevad koolist, on
confusing.
teistmoodi
Those
see,
coming from
et
school
õppimine ja
will see that
edasijõudmine
learning
on täielikult
and
teie
progression
enda vastutusel.
is
Mitte
your
ainult selles
own
mõttes,
full
et peate
responsibility,
olema õigel ajal
not
õiges kohas
only in the sense that you'll have to
ja
be in the right
leidma
time and
vahepeal
place
aega iseseisvaks
and
intellektuaalseks
find
pingutuseks,
time
ennast.
for independent intellectual
ette
efforts to prepare for subjects,
Aga te vastutate
but you are
enda eest ka
responsible for
selles
yourselves
osas, et oma
also
õpingud enda jaoks tööle saada.
in
Oma
making
töö mõttekaks
your
ja
studies work for
tähenduslikuks
you,
muuta.
making
loengud
your
ja
work
õppejõud
meaningful,
üles leida.
finding interesting lectures
Uusi
and
sõprusi.
teachers,
Sõprusi sõlmida,
finding new
Õigeid
friendships,
õiged raamatud ja
choosing the
tekstid
right
välja
books
valida.
and texts,
Just need,
the
mida
ones
te oma
that you
vaimsel
need the
teekonnal
most on
kõige rohkem
your
vajate.
spiritual journey.
Teie enda panusest ja
mental
suhtumisest
journey.
sõltub, kas
It depends
ülikool
on
avab
your
ennast
contribution
teile
and
ja
attitude
siin
whether the
veedetud aeg
university
muutub
opens
millekski hinnaliseks
itself up to you
või
and
mitte.
the time you spend here becomes precious or
Kuna
not.
Ülikooli õppe
As university
dialoogiline protsess,
studies
siis sõltub
are
isegi loengu ja seminari
a
õnnestumine
process of
sellest,
dialogue, then the
kuidas ka teie
successfulness of
kui
a
üks
lecture or
protsessi
seminar
osapool
depends on how
neid
you as one of the
akadeemilisi
parties
kohtumisi
to this
kujundab.
process shape these academic meetings.
Ärge unustage ka tutvuda
And,
Tallinna Ülikooli üliõpilaskonnaga.
Make sure you
ja oma
become
instituudi
familiar with
üliõpilasnõukogudega.
Tallinn University Student Union and your
Tutvuge
school
nende
student
tegemistega
council.
ja tehke kaasa.
Get to learn about
Ja
what they
tehke oma
do
ülikoolielus
and
kogemus, mis on teie vääriline
contribute.
ja mida tasub kadestada.
Make your
Olgu
university
COVID-19
experience worthy of
Sellel
being
aastal
jealous of
peame me
with or
tõepoolest
without
jälle
corona.
arvestama kroonviiruse kriisist tulenevate
Again this
piirangute
year we must take into consideration the restrictions and ethical dilemmas of COVID-19. The university is dedicated to keeping contact studies open as long as possible. Today's opening ceremony is virtual for that very same reason. Let's make our contribution to not spread the infection at the university. Make sure you wash your hands, wear a mask, and if there's no medical reason, then get vaccinated if you haven't done so already. These are very small inconveniences we should manage with in order to not make an entire academic life virtual. Currently, we don't know a better way than vaccination to take care of our community. And this, of course, poses for all of us the ethical problem called the prisoner's dilemma. Personally, it's easier for all of us if all others get vaccinated and we don't need to. But if everybody makes a decision like this, then collectively we suffer the most. Therefore, we are better off as an academic community if we all act in solidarity, even if it means an inconvenient choice that we all individually must make. What makes the situation more complicated is that not all people can get vaccinated for medical and psychological reasons. Some are truly afraid of it, and we must be solidary with them as well. Ethically, applying inconvenient defense measures is an exercise of solidarity. We are getting vaccinated not for ourselves, but for others, for our community, for those close to us. One aspect of COVID crisis has to do with the ratio of rules and mind. Sometimes it seems easier for us to follow the rules than to apply our own wisdom and decision-making capacities. Following the rules seems easier because it frees us of responsibility and the difficulty of decision-making. But in addition to following the rules, let's also stay rational, because in a quickly changing situation, nobody can create rules fast enough. In addition to rules, we have our own minds that sets the rules, and let's not fall into self-caused infancy, as the author of the Pure Mind called it. University in the 21st century has a role that universities have not fulfilled earlier.
kus üks tark annab teistele infot, mida
This
teistel veel ei
time
ole.
of studies, when one
neist
wise person gives
saavad
information
mõne aja
to others who
möödudes
don't have this
samasuguse
wisdom
info
yet, and after a
valdajad
while they will
mööda saamas.
also become as wise,
Ning
is
õppejõud
coming to an end.
õpivad
Teachers
uues situatsioonis
are
elama ja
learning to
toimetama
live in
samamoodi
a
nagu
new
teie.
situation,
Ning
just
te
like
olete
you.
neile kolleegideks.
And you are colleagues to
Me
the
ei
teachers. We
rohe- ja
cannot
digipöördega
escape
seotud
issues
teemades.
related to
Ning me peame
the
igal tasandil
green and digital
oskama
transition,
tõsta
and on each level we
jätkusuutlikkuse
must
küsimuse.
be able to raise the issue of
Peame vastama
sustainability.
küsimusele, kuidas
We
ise
must answer the question how
ülikoolina
to be
jätkusuutlik
sustainable
olla,
as a
kuidas
university,
jätkusuutlikult mõtlema
how
õppida
to learn to think
ja kuidas
sustainably,
jätkusuutlikku
and
mõtlemist
how
Eesti ühiskonda
sustainable
viia.
thinking can be
Me
brought
peame
into
õppima
Estonian
ühiskonnaga
society.
otsesemalt ja
We
aktiivsemalt
must
suhtlema.
learn to
Meie lõpetajate mõju ja
communicate
jalajälg
with
ei saa
society
olla meie
directly and much more
ainsateks
actively.
väljunditeks ühiskonna suunal. Me peame seda kõike
We
tegema,
must do all of
vaatamata
this
sellele, et meie
despite the
poliitikud
fact
ei
that our
oska näha
politicians
ülikoolihariduses investeeringut.
don't see university
Ning nad ei
education
ole
as
suutnud
an
hoida
investment and have
meie
not been
tasuta
able
õpperahastustasemel,
to
mis võimaldaks meil tagada
maintain
soovitud
our
kõrghariduse
tuition-free
kvaliteeti,
studies
mitmekesisust
financing at a level
uute
that would
21.
make it
sajandi
possible for
nõuete ja
us
ootuste
to ensure
täitmist.
quality of desired higher education and the diversity
Kui me
of
mõtleme
desired higher
näiteks
education in the
teedeehituse
21st century.
peale,
When we think about road
siis tundub,
construction, then it
et
seems that a
neljarealine
four-lane
maantee on
road
investeering
is an
seetõttu,
investment
et ta võimaldab
because
meil
it allows
mituteist
us
minutit
to
kiiremini ühest
save
linnast teise jõuda.
a number of
Ning kõikide
minutes
sõitjate
in reaching
summaarne
our destination.
aja kokkuhoid
And
on väärtpanus majanduse
this
elavdamisse.
time saving is a worthy contribution
Aga kui me
to
mõtleme
invigorating
kõrghariduse
the
peale,
economy.
siis
But
ei
when
ole
we think
meile
of higher
selge,
education, then
et
it is
rohkem
not
tarku
clear to us
inimesi,
that
rohkem
higher number of
analüüsivõimet,
wise people,
rohkem
more
teadmisi eri valdkondades,
analytical capability, more
rohkem
knowledge in different
tõenduspõhist
areas,
sisendit
more research-based
ühiskondlikku
input
debatti,
into societal debate,
rohkem teaduspõhiseid
more research-based
otsuseid
decisions
võiksid
would
anda selle
give
summaarse
us
aja
a
kokkuhoiuga
comparable
võrreldava efekti.
effect to the saving
Ka selles
in
osas
transportation minutes.
Peame me õppima
And in
ühiskonda
this
veenma
part, we must
ja
also
oma
learn to
positsioone
convince
selgitada.
society and explain our positions.
Tallinna Ülikool ei
Tallinn
ole
University
nii hästi rahastatud
is
kui
not
on Tartu
funded
Ülikool või
as
Tallinna
well
Tehnikaülikool.
as Tartu University or
Aga me
Tallinn
oleme Eesti
Technical
kõige
University,
dünaamilisem
but we
ja
are the most
võimekam ülikool.
dynamic and capable university in
näidanud,
Estonia.
et
We
suudame
have
raha
shown
liikuga teha
that
rohkem
with
teadust,
1 unit
rohkem
of
õpet
financing, we can
ja olla
provide
ühiskonna
more research,
mõjutajana
more teaching,
aktiivsemad
and be
kui
more
teised.
active in influencing society than
Head
others.
üliõpilased,
Dear students,
kolleegid.
dear colleagues,
head õppeaasta algust.
I wish you
teile kõigile
all
või
a
nagu
wonderful
me
beginning
sageli
to the school year,
koridoride
or
ja
as we
teineteisele
often call
ütleme,
out to each other
head
on
uut aastat.
in the hallway, Happy New
Head
Year.
algavat õppeaastat teile kõigile.
I
ja
wish
tänan
you
väga
all
tähelepanu
a
eest.
wonderful beginning to the academic year, and thank you for your attention.
Sain ka nüüd natuke sisse elatud ennast. Aga nüüd näitame teile
Well, now I
uue
feel a bit
õppeaasta
more
puhul
comfortable in this
vastvat
role as well, but
klippi.
now we're going to show
Nimelt
you
jagavad
a
meile
wonderful
õpetussõnu
clip.
need,
We
kellelt
will
võiks
hear words of
tihedamini
wisdom
tarkust
from
kuulda võtta.
those we should listen to more often.
Kool on õppimiskoht, kus sa magad.
Seal sa õpid targaks. Ma hakkan õppima. Mina hakkan ka õppima.
Ja kui sa õppimist ei tea, siis sa ei teaks lugemist.
Õppida saab nagu tähti, mida sa ei tea veel. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Ma oskan juba kõike seda. Mul on korrutustabel kasut peas.
Ö ja Ä, Ö ja Ü, X ja R. Tikku tea nüüd ma, laula ka koos minuga.
Ülikool tähendab seda, kui sa teed tavalise kooli ära ja siis esimese kooli 12 aastat. Siis sa teed 12 aastat ära ja siis sa tuled nagu õppima, mis tööd sa tahad.
Järgmine, nagu sa õpid midagi muud, et sa saad ise valida, mida sa tahad õppida.
Nagu õpetatakse asju, mis koolis pole õpetatud.
Töökool teeb näiteks keevitamiskool, ehitamiskool. Minu meelest oli.
Ülikool on niimoodi, et seal tehakse ühed ja seal on professorid on seal sees.
Ja siis hakkad siin veel edasi õppima.
Ja siis hakkad edasi õppima. raske on asju.
Seal ei pea lõuna magama.
Ja siis sa lähed mitte teise kooli, kus sa saad tööd õppida. Siis sul on oma elu, siis sa pead hakkama tööle.
Kui vahva. Aga
How
nüüd
fun.
tudengite nimel saab
But
sõna
now,
üliõpilaskonna
I'm going to
juhatuse
pass the floor
esimees Kristen Aigro.
to the chair of the Student Union, Kristen Aigro, who will speak on behalf of the students.
Kallis Tallinna Ülikooli perekond.
Dear Tallinn University family,
Alustasin 2 aasta eest
when
õpinguid
I
siin
started my
Tallinna
studies
Ülikoolis,
2 years ago at
siis
Tallinn University,
eelkõige muidugi eesmärgiga
then
õppida.
my primary
Minu
goal
unistus
was to
oli
study.
saada
My
filmitegijaks.
dream was to become a
Ning mulle
filmmaker,
tundus, et
and
kõige
it seemed to
parem
me
algus
that the best
sellele
beginning
teekonnale on just siin.
to this
Uus elu
journey
ja
is here.
uus maailm.
A new
Me
life, a
vedasime
new
koos
world.
kursusekaaslastega
With our
hunnikut
course-mates,
kaameravarustust mööda
we
linna ja selle
lugged
kooli
around
koridore.
lots of
Filmisime üles
technology
erinevaid
around
harjutusi.
town
Alustasime
and
oma
took
esimest
footage
filmiprojekti.
of different
Tahtsime
exercises,
olla
started
selles
our first
oma
film projects.
erialamullis.
I wanted to be in the bubble of my
Selles
own
Nova
specialty
hoones
in this Nova building
Teha neid
here
ülesandeid ja
to
keskenduda
fulfill the
sellele, miks ma
tasks
siia ülikooli
and to
tulin.
focus on why I entered
Ma isegi ei
university.
mõelnud sellele, et
I
ma
didn't
võiksin teha
even
ka veel
think
midagi
about doing anything else.
Aga ülikool on palju enamat
But
kui
university
ainult
is
õppe
much
ja
more
teadustöö koht.
than just a place
Need
to
inimesed
study
siin
and do
hoonetes,
research. The people in
kes
these
istuvad,
buildings who
sinu kõrval
are
loengus
sitting next to you
või
in
söövad
class
kohvikus lõunat sinu
or having lunch next to you in the cafeteria, they also organize different events,
tulevad kokku, et laulda koorides.
discussion rounds, come
Et
together to
tegeleda
sing
ühiselt
in a
spordiga.
choir, to do sports
Neid
together.
e-kirju või plakateid, mis
These emails
otsivad
and posters,
kaasmõtlejaid või vabatahtlikke
seeking
ühinema,
co-thinkers
näeme
and
me oma
volunteers.
postkastis päris tihti.
You probably have
Võib-olla peaksime neid
seen them
aeg-ajalt
quite a
lähemalt
lot in
uurima.
your mailboxes. Maybe from time to
Võtke
time you
aeg-ajalt
should
see
pay more
hetk
attention
ja
to them.
vaadake
Take
neid.
the time
Võtke
to
vastu üks uus
delve in,
väljakutse enda jaoks
take on a new
sellel
challenge for yourself this
aastal.
coming
Võib-olla
academic
just
year.
nagu näiteks Laura ja Anna
You can
Brett,
be
kes,
like Laura and Anna
on
Brett,
läbi helistanud vist
who
kõik
have
Eesti
probably
artistid
called
ja
all artists in
üritustega
Estonia
Tallinnas, et
and
korraldada
the
parim õppeaasta
event
alguse pidi.
locations in
Või
Tallinn
nagu
to
Lydia,
organize the best
kes
beginning of the year
esindab
party, or
üliõpilaste
like
huve
Lydia, who
rohkemates
represents student interests in
esinduskogudes, kui
more
ma jõuaksin
representative
ette
bodies
lugeda,
that I have
aga on
time
iga
to
kord väga
list,
ettevalmistunud ja
but is
äärmiselt pühendunud.
always very prepared and
Või nagu Arina,
dedicated.
kes
Or
on
like
leidnud
Arina,
meie üliõpilaste
who
seas tuutorid,
has found
abistamaks
tutors
ja
among our
tervitamaks
student
neid
body
välistudengeid,
to
kes on
help
tulnud
and
siia
assist
Tallinna
the
Ülikooli õppima.
foreign students who have come to study
Mina ei ole
at
pidanud kahetsema,
Tallinn University.
et
I have
üliõpilase
no
esindamise
regrets
väljakutse vastu võtsin.
regarding
Ja
taking on the
täna
challenge
selle
of
kõige
student
keskel ma
representation.
näen,
And today,
kuidas need
among all of
suurepärased
this, I
inimesed,
see how
kellega
these
mul
wonderful
on suur
people
rõõm koos
I have
töötada,
the joy of working
inspireerivad
together,
uusi lugusid,
inspire new
uusi
stories,
tegelaskujusid, uusi
new
maailmi.
characters, new worlds.
Ühesõnaga, nad teevad minust parema filmitegija.
So they make me a better filmmaker.
Ülikool võib olla koht,
University
kus
can
leiad
be a
sõbrad
place
ja
where you
mõttekaaslased
find
kogu eluks.
friends,
Pead
people
maha
who think
pikki
alike
ja
for all
põnevaid
of your life,
arutelusid,
people you
mis
can have
esitavad
long,
väljakutseid
interesting,
ja
challenging
arendavad
discussions
sind inimesena.
with.
Õpid praktikas meeskonnatööd ja
You
juhtimist.
learn about
Käid
management
elu
and
parimatel
teamwork in
pidudel või
practice,
korraldad neid
go
ise.
to the best parties
Äkki leiad
ever,
isegi armastuse.
or organize them yourself,
Kui ma neid
or
sõnu
maybe you even find love.
paberil vaatasin,
When I looked at
siis
these
ma sain
words
aru,
on
et see
paper,
kõlab
I
natukene
understood
nagu
then it
lõpuaktusega kõne.
sounds like a
Aga
closing
ma pean
ceremony
seda täna
speech.
siin avaaktusel.
But I am holding this
Sellepärast,
speech
et ma
at the
arvan, et on
opening
oluline
ceremony
meelde
because I
tuletada,
believe that it's important to
milliseid
remind
kogemusi me tahame
people
kogeda
the
selle
kind of
jooksul
experiences we want to
Sellest
gain
me
at
peame täna
university.
juba selle esimese sammu astuma.
To experience all of this, we must take the first step today. I wish you all a fruitful new study year.
aitäh,
Thank you.
aga nüüd on teie
But
ees Marta
now,
Lotta Kukk.
Marta Lotta
esitusele tuleb laul
Kukk will be
Ettepoole.
performing the
Autor
song
Siim Angervik.
Ettepoole, Forward. Author Siim Angervik.
algab täpselt siis, kui vastu akent puutub piisk. Üks hetk see möödub kiirelt, nagu tilk või pilk, mis riivab sind ja kiirelt kaob. Sa jõuad mõelda, oota veel, kuid meel on kurb ja süda liiga kiirelt taob. Ajal pole selles süüd, vaata ettepoole nüüd. Ajal pole selles süüd, vaata ettepoole nüüd. Ja jõuad mõelda, mis saab siis, kui viis su sees on vait või häälest ära trumm. Et kuidas öelda, mõelda, vaevalt tead sa, kas süda vaikib või on tumm. Sest tuulehoog võib viia lehed puult, kuid sõnad suult viib hoopis muu. Ja vihmaviir, kui puhtaks pea, kuid ikka jäävad sul su vead. Ajal pole selles süüd, vaata ettepoole nüüd. Ajal pole selles süüd, vaata ettepoole nüüd. Miskit tuut, mis muud kui soovin tiibadesse tuult. Et kõnni kergelt, lenda kõrgelt pilved saatmas, ikka sind on truult.
Aitäh, see oli imeilus.
Thank you, that was beautiful.
Kohe jõuame aga
And
väga tähtsa
very
hetkeni.
soon we
Nimelt
will
hakkame
reach a very
esitama
important
veel
moment.
värskeid
We
Tallinna
will be
Ülikooli
presenting
professoreid.
the
Aga
new
enne
professors
veel,
at Tallinn
professorid
University.
särgid kaela
But
saavad,
before we
kuulame
hand
ära,
out
mida
the scarves to the
targemad
professors,
veel
let's
selle professori töö
listen
kohta
to
üldse öelda on.
what wiser persons have to say about the work of a professor.
Mina tahan õppida seda, et saada inseneriks.
Keevitaja. DJ.
Aga kõige rohkem arheoloogiks. Tegitan omale laeva ja hakkan selle juhiks.
Tahan midagi-
arstiks.
Ma tahaks midagi näitlemise või filmimisega teha.
Ma tahaks politseiks saada. Ja mina tahaks päikiks saada.
Peaaegu ka.
Professor õpetab lapsi. Need, millel ema ja isa ei ole väga vist õpetanud. Ma ei teagi, mis ta teeb. Mu emme on professor ainult. Professor, tema annab teistele õpetajatele selle, töö, mis nemad peavad tegema.
Boss. Ülemus.
Nemad käsutavad tööd.
Ja siis tema peab ütlema, mida me seekord teeme, käima teistele müüma, teised lihtsalt teevad.
Mina tean selliseid professoreid, kes töötavad laboris ja mingeid vedelikku segavad.
Koosolekuid teeb ka. Ja karjub seal, et tema tahab seda, mida tema tahab.
Professoriks saada võib selleks, et lähed professori kooli. Siis peab olema väga palju tarkust. Sa ei tohi lollitada ja niimoodi, et sa pead hästi tark olema.
Ja head hinded.
Ja pead ise endale kooli saama kuidagi ehitada.
Vot nii vahvalt rääkisid meie endi
So
lapsed,
this is how witty our own children are, the future welders, police officers, archaeologists, teachers and professors. But now on to a very important part of the day. We are going to present the professors who are taking office and handing over the scarves of professors.
Professor Tõnu Viik.
Rector Professor Tõnu Viik, please come up on stage.
Algõpetuse professor Inge Timotšuk.
Inge Timotšuk, professor of primary education. Her mission is contributing to the sustainability of Estonian education success. She promotes research on learning and teaching in first and second level studies and develops the professional preparation of homeroom teachers. My area is closely related to Estonian education at large, and my main objective is to take contemporary knowledge to school practice and to promote primary education in Estonian schools, to try and find out what are the biggest challenges and what can be done to solve them. Research-based data is essential, and I believe that we have already done quite a lot to develop primary education, and we have a lot more to offer. Adult education and non-formal learning professor Kai Pata. She knows what are the advantages of adult education and non-formal education to create sustainable development, and she tries to also develop capability of university and society so that we can withstand the unforeseeable crises. Her mission is to ensure agile Estonia with learning of communities. I believe that it's very important to develop collective capacities, capabilities, so that students, while learning, are developing a cooperation network, working with people outside university, so that later they are able to share values and ways of working. I believe this is what we should teach students. Professor of documentary film Riho Västrik. A documentalist Riho Västrik, who flies high, has received many awards and has raised societally important topics in Estonia and internationally. He is a recognized teacher, strong in theory and practice, inspires and supports youth at the beginning of their creative work. For the past 15 years at least, I have worked to make sure that in film and in society at large, people would understand that documentary film is an independent, valuable genre of art, because from Soviet time, it's widespread thinking that feature film is the main thing, and animation was also strong in Estonia, but documentary film is made only when you don't have feature films to work on. So this is what I've been trying to change for the past 15 years, and everything that I've done, making films myself and teaching and theoretical research, I believe that it all supports this. Education technology professor Kairit Tammets, recipient of Estonian Research Award Kairit Tammets, in addition to being a researcher and scientist on international level, is also a wonderful mentor. The Education Technology Research Center that she manages has 20 colleagues who are always well supported. As a professor of educational technology, my aim is to create a platform or contribute to the discussion so that we would speak less about which application, which device, which technology, but why we are doing this, what change do we want to see, what is an efficient learning process. Mathematics and computer science didactics professor Mart Laambere, recipient of the Order of the White Star and the Estonian Research Award, is a leading IT education and education technology expert in Estonia, who in addition to Estonia has contributed significantly to promoting and developing the education system of a number of other countries. And serious work often is accompanied by fun songs performed on his guitar. I am returning to my roots, teaching mathematics and computer science and developing the teaching process and teacher training. Then my main mission is making studying mathematics and computer science sexy again. They've sort of become boring. When I was young, they were not. And I hope that with the support of the best knowledge in the world and new team, we can make these subjects exciting again, from basic school to higher education. Urban research professor Tauri Tuvikene, the youngest tenure professor at Tallinn University, Tauri Tuvikene, is the new professor of School of Humanities Urban Research. His international research group is extraordinary because the hearing center is in Eastern Europe. His research helps to break the myths on mobility and transportation as something that only engineers deal with, bringing humanities sciences into the topic. I believe that the most important thing to state to Estonian society is cooperation and cross-sectoral research and thinking, and it's important. I focus on cities, which in essence are the hub of different topics, issues. They're not one discipline. International Law and Security Professor Tiina Pajuste. A beacon of internationalization and courage at our university. Also, she has a black belt in karate and is a judge of karate and dances the tango and a peace negotiator, which are all great skills to have in any university. During my professorship, I want cooperation to develop with government institutions, so that professors' knowledge would be taken advantage of, so that professors would also be seconded to international organizations to voice Estonian opinions and to have opportunities to impact international and national policies, also by the academia.
töö- ja
Labor and
haridussotsioloogia
Education
professor
Sociology
Kadri
professor
Täht,
Kadri Täht,
alpinist ehk
an
mäe- ja sotsioloogia
alpine
tippude
climber
vallutaja.
and
Seda nii
climber
Eestis
of
kui Poolas,
sociology in Estonia and
Saksamaal,
Poland, Germany,
Hollandis,
the Netherlands,
Hispaanias,
Spain.
abiks range pilk, soe
A stern
süda
eye, a
ja
warm heart,
vastuvandamatu
an
naeratus.
irresistible
Ka
smile.
paljude keelte valdamine.
Also command
Kannab
of a number of
teravdatud
languages. She suffers from a heightened sense of justice and responsibility.
Ajab taga uusi teadmisi,
Seeks new
oskusi,
knowledge and
mitte
skills,
kasusid.
not gain,
Inspireerib ja
inspires
toetab
and
nii kolleege
supports
kui
colleagues and
tudengeid, mitte ei
students,
kasuta neid pragmaatiliselt ära.
and does not just take advantage of them.
töö ja haridus, mis on selle professuuri kesksed märksõnad.
Labor and education, which are the focus of this professorship, are quite self-evident in some sense. So we participate in them all the time and we often forget to ask what, why, how. And with this professorship, I want to keep these questions in the air.
Demograafia sihtrahastusega professor Luule Sakkeus.
With the targeted
Ta on
financing in
demograafia maailma
demography.
tipus, kelle
A
eest ei
lady
tule
from the
peitu
top of the world
ükski
of
eestlane.
demography, no
Ta
Estonian
jälgib
can
meie
hide from
elukaart
her.
sünnist
She
surmani.
follows our life
Presidendi
cycle
poolt
from birth to
teenetemärgiga
death.
tunnustatud,
She has
ülikooli
been
poolt
recognized
südamest
with an
armastatud.
order of merit by the
Luule
president,
enda sõnul
dearly
aitab
loved
elus
at the
hakkama
university.
saada
Lule
uudishimu
herself
ja
says that
avatus.
curiosity and
Mida
openness
rohkem avatud ja
help us cope in
uudishimul
life.
oleme,
The more
seda enam saame hakkama
curious and open we
ühiskonnas.
are, the better
Mitte
we
teisteta,
can do in
mitte ilma
society, but not
sinusteta.
without others, not without cohesion.
Iga professuuri eesmärk
The objective of each professorship is to make sure there is sustainability, especially in demography. It's very important that we bring in young, interested researchers.
Palju õnne kõikidele
Congratulations to all the new
Koos oleme
professors.
ikka
Together we are
tugevamad ja
stronger
targemad Eesti elu
and smarter in
rikastama
promoting,
ja
enriching
edendama ning
Estonian life
tarka eluviisi
and
juurutama.
inculcating
Sest
a
teadja
wise way
kõnnib
of life.
valguses.
Because those
Ja
in the
teadmine
know
ei saa
walk in the
kunagi
light,
vanaks.
and
Ta on
knowledge
alati
never
uus.
becomes old, it is always
Teadmine
new.
näitab teed ka
Knowledge
siis, kui
shows the way
valguskiir
also
imeõhke on
when there's only
ja
a
annab
sliver
lootussädeme,
of a ray of
et
light
homne
and
võib
gives
olla
us
parem.
the hope that tomorrow can be better.
Valgus ei saagi vanaks. Jaan Kaplinski.
Poem by Jan Kaplinski, Light never becomes old.
Valgus.
It never becomes old. Light is always new.
Valgus on see, mis paistab.
Light is what we see far in the tunnel. It is the midsummer's worm in the grass, a candle in your hands. Light is what you see when its time has come. Light sometimes is only a small white spot. Light distorts the light. A finger showing the way.
Selle ime Selle imeilusa luuletuse nimi oli Valgus ei saagi vanaks. Ja esitaja oli meie alushariduse pedagoogia eriala vilistlane Külli Teedam. Siht silme ees ja valgus hinges, aga jätkame. Ajaldais proovikive oleme suutnud säilitada rahu.
Of troubles, we have retained peace, and new creativity has new breath. Vocal band Vox Nova.
Vaikusse, valgusse, puhtusse minna suudan, kui ületan enda. Sinusse usun, kui kindlasse linna ära, siis minema lenda. Kõik, mida tunnen, pean vaikima maha. Sina vaid vaikuse
Hea ülikooli pere, ole ikka uudishimulik, julge pealehakkaja ja paku vajadusel
and if necessary, offer support to others. Before we listen to the traditional Gaude Amos, let's listen to our new professors' wishes for the coming academic year. I wish withstanding, resilience, joy, enjoyable moments, and interest in different topics. Topics that not always are understandable. Keep a calm mind. Filter out what are the most important activities to contribute to and what is slightly second or third rate. Primarily, I wish students enthusiasm, the courage to dive in an unknown place. Especially in humanities, we need to remember that there are no final truths. There are only theories which have been worked through more or less. People matter the most. Speak to them, create ties with them, listen to them, gain ideas. I wish everybody curiosity. Do not lose your curiosity. How many years you've studied, it's very important to just enjoy the learning process. Well, I wish you new knowledge and share your new knowledge with others. I hope that the new academic year will give us the opportunity to meet each other, speak to each other face to face. One of the objectives of this year for me is to spend more time together. A new academic year has started and a number of us will have an adventurous new first year of university. I can assure you it will bring many challenges and offer many emotions. Please stand for Gaude Aamus.
Hei, Madiel, tulid. Noh, kuidas oli, kuidas läks?
No, käed värisevad natuke, aga no alguses oli hirmus, aga lõpuks läks täitsa hästi, ma arvan.
Super. Ja ma leidsin su ainult 1 minutiga. Sind leida oli oluliselt lihtsam kui Eestile president, jah? Aga ma ütlen, see meie Jüri on ikka natuke nüvina. Me läks Tartusse, meil on Tallinna Ülikool javam. Oi.
1.58 uus rekord Tartu Tallinn. Käib veel või jõudsime?
Ei, nüüd on meil natukene läbi, et Madiel tegi ise ära, et just lõppes aktus.
Pekki, ma just mõtlesin nii tere laheda kõne välja, aga noh, lõpusõnadeks äkki sobib. Kallid tudengid, kallid õppejõud, mul on kahju, et me elame ajal, kui rumalust on rohkem kui kunagi varem. Seda enam peab selle vastu võitlema. Soovin teile jõudu, kallid õppejõud, sellega võitlemisel. Kõik ju teavad, et kellegi teise õpetamine on palju raskem kui ennast harida. Tudengid, teile võtke sellest kooliajast kõik ja rohkemgi veel. Ilusat kooliaega. Oh, koolikell. Kuidas see laul oli?
Oh, koolikell, oh, koolikell. Oli küll hea kõne.